Yo, what's up? It's Jason. I'm back off location at this point, out here doing a little bit of a road trip. I'm actually filming this video from suburbia land in the GTA out in Mississauga. Just hit the road here for a little bit of a road trip, a little bit of a trek, picking up some records along the way, of course, back into Toronto, but also hit up Kingston, which is a smaller city in between Ottawa and Toronto, and got a couple of records there too. So I'm going to show you what I've been getting. I haven't listened to a lot of these yet because I don't have a turntable close by, but I previewed some of them online. Pick up this in Kingston, actually, on the way. A record store called Something Else. Very cool shop to check out. They always have some interesting and unique stuff that I don't find in some of the other shops. They also had a great deal on this record. This is the Stephen Mallinder solo project. This came out for Record Store Day, I think, 2019, I want to say. So Stephen Mallinder, of course, half of Cabaret Voltaire. They originally were a trio, but then they were a duo for a long time. And Stephen Mallinder is the vocal side of Cab Voltaire. Richard Kirk, the other member, passed away recently, also has amazing solo records. So this one is actually a clear vinyl thing on Dice Records or Dace Records. Nice copy. I was going to say reissue, but I think this is just absolutely new material. Clear vinyl. You're going to see a lot of clear vinyl in this update for some reason. Every single record seemed to have been either color or clear vinyl these days. Anyway, I got this. It was regularly $30. I got it for $17 marked down. So I am happy with that. It's a pretty cool electronics, synth, a little bit of industrial on that tip. And I did get a metal record in this pile. A lot of non-metal I'm going to show actually for this video, but this is one killer metal record that I picked up. Old school 1990s death metal. Here we are, thrash / death thrash, Cancer, out of the UK. Just recently picking these guys up. Yeah, this Cancer, very cool reissue on Peaceville. It's the third album. I recently picked up their debut, totally blown away. There's a reissue CD. So this is my only vinyl from this band. This is the Sins of Mankind album, 1993 release. And just so happens, I got to work on my best of 1993 video soon. So this might be making an appearance in there. We will see. So those are two records I picked up along the way on the road in Kingston. Something Else record shop. See if I can show the bag here. Something Else. Then I did make my way in town. Visited an old stalwart. Oh, the records are bursting out of the bag. This is Rotate This in Toronto. And also scored a lot of cool deals on this trip. Big stack of wax. I think in total I got about 12 or 13 records. Probably going to show about 10 or 11 here. But yeah, there were some really cool deals to be had, some cool reissues. Now I went into that shop with a specific mission in mind. 2 records I wanted to get. I only got 1. But I ended up getting all this other stuff. But I went in to get the new reissue, the latest reissue of De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising, but I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know. I mean, it's such a classic album. I totally love it, but I haven't listened to it in years so much, and I always had it on cassette. I had a reissue copy of De La Soul, actually. And then I sold it. I didn't really like the reissue version of it. I don't know. There's a new version. Anyway, it's scoring about $50 Canadian these days, so down on the $40 market. I did pick this up. This was my other reason for going into the shop, because I'd seen this last time when I was hanging out with Brian, who I hope to run into again on this trip. Embryonic Robot, shout out to him, check out his channel. And I noticed this Sonic Youth debut, and I really do need it, and now I have it. So there it is. It's a 2 LP expanded edition with bonus tracks, bonus live material basically. I really like the early stuff. It's a little more sludgy, art rock, punkish, more punk, the early Sonic Youth. So I have The Confusion Is Sex, their second album, and I wanted to get the debut, so I got it now. That's a reissue on Goofin Records. Goofin' Records, number 8. I wonder if the band's involved in that or why Goofin'. I happened to notice this too while I was there. Didn't even know about this. I think this is probably a Record Store Day thing too. It's the 35th anniversary of Too Short's Born to Mack album, which I think is his debut. I always have Life is Too Short. In fact, I have double copies of Life is Too Short album after this. Guy is an OG pimp on the microphone. Really gangster rap, a lot of sex and tinged lyrics as well, explicit lyrics. But yeah, you can't deny the funkiness, West Coast funkness of Too Short's hip hop from the late 80s. I think this is 89, so hence the 35-year anniversary. 2022 reissue, pressed in Czech Republic on Get Down Records. This one is color vinyl, green vinyl. Here you got. Of course, that logo, Playboy Bunny logo, was Too Short's label, Dangerous Music, coming out of Oakland, California. If you haven't heard Too Short, you got to check it out. It's fairly explicit, so listen in private. But I think there might be a couple tracks on here that don't have swear words or whatever. I'm not sure. We'll see. Too Short, great record. Saw this, a couple of cheap singles there too. So this is some tech house from the 2000s, Oliver S. Very cool producer, still active. And I didn't have this single, so this was only $5. This is like a $5 cheap heat here on Made to Play, UK label run by Jesse Rose. This is a 2010 single, so found that for $5. Saw this and decided to grab it as well. Price alone. Of course, Dwarves. Kind of controversial, oddball punk band out of the States. This was marked down from $25 to $15, sealed. So it's on Greedy/Burger Records, and Burger's had some issues in recent years for sure. But color vinyl again, and pretty funny, crazy band, the Dwarves. Take Back the Night. This was their album from 2018 on white vinyl. Check out the Dwarves if you haven't. I remember them from like the grunge sludge years of the 90s. I think that's when they first started coming out. Don't think they're from Seattle, but they're part of that. They're on Sub Pop for a bit. On a totally different other tip, and I got this one super marked down as well. This might be the dud in the pile actually, based on some of my listening, but at the time this was marked down at $10. Compilation here of soulful tracks. Low Rider Love. I guess I hadn't realized how serious they were about the love song side of this, but I wanted to pick it up because it's got a bunch of bands on the back that I don't necessarily know. Temptress, Ralphie Pagan, The Dells, Gene Chandler. Yeah, I know Gene Chandler. But there was a Joe Baton track on here, so I really want to get some Joe Baton. But it turns out it's all kind of sappy, soulful love tracks. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. So far, first listen wasn't very good. This is a Record Store Day 2021. And you gotta love how all these Record Store Day records just completely plummet, right? Sometimes within a month, 2 months of the whole thing. This one was $35 originally. Boys, I'm glad I waited a couple of years. Down at $10 now. It was sealed. I opened it. $10. This is a record I did not think I was gonna pick up. Again, these prices, I was just grabbing these things. I mean, I do actual blind buys with vinyl. Who's done that in recent times? Not many of us. Not with the prices of vinyl. But this one, another Record Store Day, 2021. Rough year for Record Store Day, I guess. Marked down $30 down to $15. Cool compilation by Jefferson Airplane. Didn't think I was picking up Jefferson Airplane this week on this trip, but couldn't resist. I love Jefferson Airplane. I like some psych rock, especially like the earlier, more raw, loose kind of style. Anyway, Acid, Incense, and Balloons, Record Store Day, Collectible Gems. There's a track, Fat Angel by Donovan Leitch. So feel some Donovan going on here. Unless it's a different Donovan. But yeah, Legacy RCA reissue. $15, whatever. Check it out. And I also saw this. I got 2 more to go after this. Suicide. This is a nice reissue. Kind of a first issue in a way, because I don't know if these live recordings were released before, but these are live recordings from the 80s. This is a Way of Life Rarities. So yeah, the Way of Life album, I guess. Born in the USA, their cover of Springsteen, whatever. Devastation, Demonic Christ, and Cherry live are all pretty cool. So everybody knows Suicide, New York art rock band with synths, Martin Rev, Alan Vega, yada yada yada. So I think it's clear vinyl again. Shit, what am I gonna do with all this clear vinyl? It's gonna be hard as hell to spin this stuff. That's the inner. So yeah, Suicide record, and good price on this thing too. Marked down to $17, normally $30. Another cheap heat, $3 this time. This is a single, came out in the 2000s. This is Felix the House Cat, if you guys know him, from Chicago, DJ producer. Kind of got into electro clash in the 2000s. It was a thing, along with Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy more on the vocal, I think, on this track. I think it was just a fun kind of track called Jack U, sort of jackin' electro house. One-sided disc, $3. I used to have it. And last but not least, another single of sorts, techno influenced, big beat breaks influenced. This is Charlatans. Charlatans UK, not to be confused with that other Charlatans band. Charlatans UK versus the Chemical Brothers. I've been on kind of a Chemical Brothers tip this summer listening, along with my Beastie Boys tip. Record Store Day thing, limited edition. It originally came out in the mid-90s, this EP. You got tracks like Toothache, Chemical Risk, Dub, 9 Acre Dust, Patrol. Originally put out in 95 in Beggar's Banquet. 2020 Record Store Day reissue. Marked down for $12. So this was originally $30. I got it for $12, which is probably about the price you paid for it in 1995. So that's my haul on this trip. It's been a pretty sick haul. I can't wait to get home and throw all these on the record player and jam out to these. Might pick up a few more things. I'm hoping to meet up maybe, like I said, with Brian. But I'll catch you guys on the next one.